Thermal imaging technology could become a normal part of our lives as we all learn to adapt to a new normal. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. The Boys and Girls Club of Jacksonville received a major tech donation that could help catch a sick child before they even enter the building. THV 11's Marlisa Goldsmith shows us how it works.
This just gives us that sense of awareness.
The Jacksonville Boys and Girls Club has not been in session since March 13th, and CEO LaConda Watson believes it could be another month before kids are allowed back in the building.
We're not rushing this at all. We're going to make sure we do this right.
But when kids do eventually go back, their temperatures will be taken without any contact through this camera.
You walk into the building based on where it's positioned in the building. It will scan you based on your eyes.
The camera has facial recognition and will send an alert to Watson if someone has a fever.
If you do have an elevated temperature, we will have an isolated area that we will have our children in.
The Jacksonville Boys and Girls Club is the first organization in the state to have it.
I'm excited to get that up and running for them.
Tarsha Hodder works for Curtis Stout, the company donating the camera to the Boys and Girls Club. A thermal camera has been set up in their office for 4 weeks.
And I tell you, I feel very safe walking into our building every day because it measures everybody's body temperature within plus or minus 0.3 degrees.
Sahada believes this will help the club get a little more back to normal.
And even after COVID-19, this thing's going to be a permanent fixture for them.
I think back in February, we actually had a situation where we had to close for a few days because of the flu. And I think if I had this camera in place, we may have been able to have, been proactive.
Watson says this donation will change the way the club operates from here on out.
It just adds that layer of protection, and we want our families to feel secure with coming back to the club.
In Jacksonville, Marlisa Goldsmith, THV 11 News.
Marlisa, thank you. There are so many little changes starting to pop up all over Arkansas that are truly signs of the times. Check out this tent city that has sprung up at Flyway Brewing in North Little Rock. They're now serving food and drinks in these outdoor tents in their parking lot. Until now, they've only been offering curbside pickup like many other restaurants, but hope this new option brings in more customers safely.
We want to be open as much as we can for everybody, so ideally we're doing this 7 days a week while we can, but getting back inside is something that we're waiting on for right now.
The tents, chairs, and tables were all donated by the Argenta Arts District. Arkansas has been in phase 1 for more than 2 weeks now, meaning places like restaurants, salons, gyms, and churches are open with restrictions. Well, and here's something we noticed today. This graph shows the new cases of COVID-19 each day. The orange line is May 4th, when phase 1 began. You can see some of the higher numbers we've seen came after that day. If you want to read more about phase 1 and what it means in Arkansas, just text the word open to 501-376-1111 and we'll send you that information. Also, here are some more of the numbers tonight. Check it out. We saw 110 new COVID-19 cases today, bringing the total to just under 5,000. About 1,000 are active cases, and 83 of those are in nursing homes. The governor announced today that starting June 1st, the state plans to test every nursing home resident and worker, which will result in 40 to 50,000 tests in June.
It was a nice Tuesday around the region. However, the sun was kind of in and out of the clouds just because those clouds moved in from the north and east. And that kept the temperatures down quite a bit. 84 was the high in DeQueen, 10 degrees cooler in Little Rock, and temperatures did not even reach 70 degrees in Mountain Home, Harrison, or Bentonville. Out there right now, with primarily mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, temperatures have already cooled down to the 50s in Clinton, 65 in Hot Springs, and 64 in Stuttgart. Tomorrow, we're going to start off the day with temperatures into the mid to upper 50s, and we'll see those temperatures warm up once again back up into the 70s. Mainly a dry day, just a small chance of a shower off to the northeast, but look at the rain chances over the next 5 days. They will be going up. The best chance of rain arrives as we go into Memorial Day weekend. I'll have more on that forecast coming up.
New information tonight. Little Rock Mayor Frank Scott Jr. is calling for an independent review into the Little Rock Police Department after 3 lawsuits have been filed against the chief of police and the city. In April, Assistant Police Chiefs Hayward Finks and Alice Folk have filed similar lawsuits recently, accusing Chief Keith Humphrey of retaliation and mistreatment after their testimony regarding the shooting of Bradley Blackshire. A third lawsuit came earlier this month from 3 officers and 1 civilian employee of the department, claiming retaliation and that they were denied access to their personnel files. Mayor Scott says it would not be appropriate for his office to investigate, so he's calling for an independent third party to look into the allegations.
Understand that this review is not about one individual or one organization. It is an attempt to provide insight about any potential concerns with actions, behaviors, or decisions made. If you are a resident of Little Rock, you may agree with me that this is long overdue.
The mayor says he will announce who will conduct the independent review in the coming days. As restrictions start lifting in Arkansas, some people are still unsure about specific work regulations. Tonight, we verify. A THV11 viewer reached out saying they do hair at an assisted living facility and wanted to know when DHS will allow salons to open in facilities like this. Well, we checked in with the Department of Human Services, and a spokesperson referred us to a directive from the Arkansas Department of Health that prohibits all visitation at long-term care facilities unless medically necessary until further notice. So tonight we can verify salon staff in a nursing home would not fall within the medically necessary limitation on visitation. Many of you have sent us a viral claim about face masks putting you at risk of carbon dioxide poisoning. You wanted to know if the claims were real. Here's our Jason Puckett.
Let's start with the claims. A few of you sent us this image titled "Masks and Carbon Dioxide Toxicity." It says masks could trap exhaled carbon dioxide and cause us to breathe it back in, which it claims leads to CO2 intoxication or poisoning. Symptoms include breathing problems, muscle twitches, loss of judgment, and more. The image is being used as justification for not wearing masks right now. But is it true? Simple answer, carbon dioxide can be dangerous at high levels, but experts don't believe face masks put you at risk. Our sources here are the CDC and the USDA. So the USDA details how different levels of carbon dioxide affect us. Increase the concentration and you can experience drowsiness, increased heart rate, all the way to possible confusion and unconsciousness. So at high levels, carbon dioxide can cause physical effects. The key question is whether it's actually building to those dangerous levels in masks. The CDC says it's unlikely in medical masks and even less likely in homemade masks. They said carbon dioxide can build up over time in masks, but not to dangerous levels. At worst, you may get a headache, but certainly not carbon dioxide poisoning. And that's based on research about medical quality equipment like N95 masks. They have tighter seals and allow less air in and out. Homemade masks, especially cloth ones, aren't great at stopping air from going in or out, period. And that's not their purpose. The CDC says their use is to catch droplets that could spread the virus. So bottom line, while high concentrations of carbon dioxide can affect your health, we can verify the claims that masks are causing carbon dioxide poisoning or toxicity are false. Keep in mind, you shouldn't be wearing these for long periods anyway. The CDC only recommends masks when you're out in public and when you can't social distance. If you have other questions for us to look into, send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Many Americans say they are unlikely to fly even after restrictions are lifted, according to a recent survey. But airlines are doing what they can to get people back in the air. Chris Van Cleve got a rare behind-the-scenes look at what one airline is doing.
We're on our way back to Denver.
The friendly skies that United flight attendant Nick Engen knew have turned turbulent.
All we're doing is handing out waters or canned beverages, sodas, no cups, no ice.
He's documenting the new normal of flying for his video blog, Non-Rev Nick, including his now standard pre-flight temperature check.
Good. Cool, thank you.
Arriving at Washington Dulles, flyers find a much emptier terminal, fewer kiosks, plexiglass shields,
Thanks.
reminders to distance, and stepped-up cleaning. Online outrage over this crowded flight prompted United to launch a new social distancing policy this week, alerting passengers if they're on a flight with 70% or more of the seats sold. The vast majority are less than half full.
Everyone has a different sense of what is considered uncomfortable. We are inventing a playbook for cleaning and keeping things safe every day.
Before boarding, a team of cleaners go row by row, wiping down seats, tray tables, knobs, anything people might touch. Then the plane is disinfected using an electrostatic fogger, also used in hospitals. It sprays a mist that kills viruses and bacteria.
By June, United plans to be doing this fogging between every flight on every plane. How does fresh air get into the plane?
Through these inlets.
Maintenance Managing Director Jim Hammer says cabin air is constantly refreshed during flight and run through a hospital-grade HEPA filter like this that strips out bacteria and viruses. Linda Bowen and her family are waiting to board a flight to Chicago after her mother passed away. She admits she's a little nervous.
If there was going to be too many people around, not practicing the social distancing, not wearing masks, but I found that most are.
Hey, how are you? Gone is boarding by group number. Now, flights are boarding back to front. As passengers get on, they're handed sanitizing wipes.
The airlines say they need about 70% of the seats full to be profitable. Right now, they say they're averaging just 31 passengers per domestic flight, but their numbers are trending up. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Reagan National Airport, Virginia.